and I'm very seriously anti-drugs, anti just like everything. Usually everything that's just being pushed by the media, everything that's modern. But yeah, she sounds like a dumb bitch, your friend. She's a liberal and she's a woman. Yeah, I mean, women aren't allowed to have political opinions. They really shouldn't. I don't understand, like it's just so crazy to me that there are female politicians, there are female police officers, there are females in the army. And that just blows my mind. There are females that are allowed to like just do things they shouldn't be allowed to. And you know, we wonder why society is so fucked up and gay. And that's not the reason, but it's like that's like a sign of why things are so terrible. I don't know when I'm stuck at Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging on. You know, if you really like, come on, like you believe in science, you believe in like a bunch of eggheads saying, oh, you know, we did the paperwork, we did some equations, and actually actually a big, you know, these two rocks, they smashed into each other, and that's how we're all here right now. I'm not even joking. People think like because I smile, you know, it's just I'm just charismatic. I'm just like a good, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just a good, like, good guy. I'm just, oh yeah, you know, just good mood. Mr. Charisma, that's what they call me, Mr. Happy. No, I just smile and laugh. And you know, there's like maybe there's like a reason for me laughing at absurd things, absurd, horrifying, disgusting things, and you people construe that as, oh, he's like sarcastic or whatever. But no, it's just, you know, I just laugh at everything. It's just how you deal with like the horror of life and the horror of just like insane people just being crazy. You just laugh at it. Speaking about insane people though, on Twitter lately, it's just garbage. It's garbage like what other people are posting, but what I've been posting is pretty good lately, I think. I was getting kind of bored of it, and then it's not even what I've been posting. It's like, you know, because I just like say the same like things over and over again. It's pandering. It really is pandering. I like even tweeted last night how there's like a process to it. There's almost an algorithm. How I'll tweet like some stupid observations, you know, and because you gotta keep posting things, because not everybody sees everything. People don't like read everything you've written usually. They just see things that have been retweeted. That's why Twitter is so awful, because most of the time people don't really say anything that's worth reading, but also the worst things get popular. That's just like the law of the world. The worst things get popular. So you know, people won't read something I've said about how, you know, something about how they should like live righteously, and you know, or me just being sincere. They'll read the post about me calling e-girls whores and they're dirty bitches that like being raped or something like that. When it's all like usually it's like a string of related tweets. I usually try to do that. It's so stupid too. I'm explaining this, that there's like some sort of method. But there is a method, which is sad. It really is sad. You know, it makes me feel bad. Cause I have a lot of compassion. I really do. I feel like most people don't. You know, and I'm not like a good person really. I think everyone's just flawed. I'm definitely super narcissistic and judgmental, but everybody is. I wish more people were as compassionate and just beautiful and just intellectual and just very and cute and handsome and just compassionate like I am. But anyway, I was just what did I want to say? Oh, a lot of people were angry yesterday on Twitter. Which, I mean, I guess people are always angry at me on the internet in general. I just don't really think about it or see it. I think about it sometimes because it seemed like it was happening more than it usually is. Or, you know, the activity was like higher. So I was like just looking through all the stuff people were saying about me. You know, and people block me and stuff, and you know, it's like people I've never heard of. I really don't know what the deal is. I think it's because I like make money off of Twitter and I'm like popular, which is funny to think about because Twitter is a fucking cesspool and it's shitty to be like popular on it. Like, cause like I said before, the worst things get popular. It's always the case. The worst things get popular. The things that pander the most, the thing that preys on people's like insecurities the most, that always is the most popular thing. Or just things that are like easy to digest and completely non-offensive, and it's just takes no thought to enjoy. Like I don't know, like video games or anime. That just takes no thought, no like critical thinking or just anything. It's just bright colors with like hypnotic like noises, and it's usually about some perverted like bullshit, right? So those are the things that always get popular. And you know, I get confused. I get like, I'm looking at my phone, I'm like staring at my phone, I'm like, oh, why are these people so mad? What did I even say? I said, I said something like, I hope, I don't have to marry a slut or something like, you know, something like that. And, you know, this is a reoccurring theme. You know, my whole, Twitter, it's prose. It's literary. It's the modern Shakespeare. They call me the incel Shakespeare. They call me Asian Elvis. You have to read all my tweets like it's a book. So, you know, that's a recurring theme, how I don't think women, you know, and I got kind of, I know what I'm talking about this. I know what I'm talking about this, because this crazy girl was like, flipping out yesterday on Twitter. It was so crazy. Oh man. Let me compose myself. I know I'm not like, let me go through the chat before I like talk about this. This is so crazy. People are just like, especially women, and like I'm so like filled with compassion. It's like, it's sad to see women just like choose to be manipulated. They like choose to be dirty whores because they watch shitty indie movies or something, and they listen to the wrong type of music, and they get brainwashed and they get all cuckoo, and they're on pills, and they take birth control pills, which just fucks them up even more, and then they're just like, they get raped. And it's, you know, it's sad, but, you know, it's funny, because it's like easy not to get raped. It's easy to avoid all of that. Don't watch bad movies. Don't listen to the wrong type of music. Don't do drugs. Don't like get diagnosed or anything. Don't take pills. Don't like listen to people that just pander to you. Don't listen to people that say, oh, you can trust me. You can trust me with your problems. Tell me everything. You know, I'm here for you. And then, you know, they get raped. It's so easy. I haven't had a problem with that. Maybe, you know, maybe it's because I'm a man, I'm a boy, and I should check my privilege. But most people say I'm an e-girl anyway. Most people say I'm a bitch. People call me a bitch, which means that I'm a girl. They're saying I have a vagina. You know, so maybe I do understand. I feel like I understand more than the average man. I'm full of compassion. They call me Mr. Compassionate. Anyway, yeah. DeadXX says, one of my friends I've known for years hates you, Shooter, probably cause she's liberal and a woman. Yeah, that's just crazy, because I like don't hate anybody. I really don't. I like not even like people that have like wronged me, I guess. And you know, I'm a victim. I'm the eternal victim. So I understand the mindset of a deranged e-girl, because I'm a victim too. I'm just like them. And I really don't even hate people. I hate. And I'm very seriously anti-drugs, just like everything. Usually everything. Everything that's just being pushed by the media, everything that's modern. But yeah, she sounds like a dumb bitch, your friend. She's a liberal and she's a woman. Yeah, I mean, women aren't allowed to have political opinions. They really shouldn't. I don't understand, like it's just so crazy to me that there are female politicians, there are female police officers, there are females in the army. That just blows my mind. There are females that are allowed to like just do things they shouldn't be allowed to. And you know, we wonder why society is so fucked up and gay. And that's not the reason, but it's like that's like a sign of why things are so terrible. Why? Okay, she's a woman. Why does she need to have political opinions? She doesn't. She needs to just be a pretty little girl, you know, cook and clean and just like not be a dirty whore. That's it. That's so easy. I wish I could be a woman. That sounds so easy. That would be so great. You know, you just stay at home all day, watch your shitty YouTube videos about sewing or cooking or whatever, and you just watch TV all day. What the fuck? What do they have? Why do they do all those things? To prove what? What are they trying to prove? You don't need to like prove yourself. You don't need to do anything. Women are the worst though, because people always pander to them, so they have a very distorted view of reality. That's why I don't think their political opinions, you know, anyone's political opinions, I don't think matter. There's right and wrong, there's like morals, there's, you know, God, the Bible, the Word, the Gospel. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know about politics or anything like that. And really, if you're like too into politics, if you're too into philosophies and ideologies and things you've heard on the news and you watch the news all day, you're compromised and you can't be trusted because you're a robot and you've been programmed. Yeah, she sounds like a dumb cunt. Your friend, Dead's friend, DeadXX. I make shitty songs for a hobby, as a hobby, and now I make money off of it, which I guess people are mad about. I don't know why, because, you know, if you're mad about people that make money off of music, there are definitely worse people that are pushing weird things. I'm not really pushing anything. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just doing these stupid songs. I don't even get that much attention, so yeah, she really sounds unstable, emotionally unstable, can't be trusted. She's a woman, she's a liberal, she sounds like a dirty whore, so, and I don't hate her, it's fine, you know, I'm Mr. Compassion. That's sad, that makes me feel bad for her. I hope she removes the hate from her heart and stops being like a dirty slut, stops watching the news, stop, you know, whatever the fuck she's doing that made her like a fucking robot. I would say I'm going to pray for her, but I'm really not. I'm not, you know, I'm too caught up in my own thing. But, you know, and, you know, I call myself Mr. Compassion, but I'm also Mr. Hypocrite. Because I think that's like my biggest problem, that I'm a hypocrite, and that I like, I'm too negative, I guess. George Bush did 420, says, imagine the compassion if we still lived in tribes and you had a connection with anyone and a common enemy. Racism and compassion have a deep connection. This is what I want to say about racism. Racism is a Jewish invention. It is invented, you know, what was the very first racism? It was people that hated the Goyim and Jesus. Don't be racist. Really, don't be racist. You can like not like people for doing bad things, sure. You know, but people like a thing where people are racist against Muslims or something for being terrorists. I always see that, and usually it's done in a humorous way. I see that as so lowbrow, low IQ. Sometimes it's funny, right? But it's just so misguided because, you know, your username is George Bush did 420. It's like common knowledge that 9/11 was an inside job, and you know, all the wars are framed to be set up in a certain way. If you know about World War II history and things of that matter, you know, the greatest story ever told and never told, you know that everything is just fake. All history is just framed, so the public have a very condensed scope of what really happened. So I really don't think you should hate anybody based on irrelevant things. Like, you know, hating someone based on their skin color, hating someone based on the things they post on the internet, or, you know, shitty lo-fi songs. You know, you cannot like people for doing stupid things, for doing bad things, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know, that's all I have to say about that, I guess. It's a very bourgeois, sort of Jewy way to like look down upon people over irrelevant things and make it a moral sort of thing. Being like, oh, I'm a better person, I'm of higher character because of some irrelevant thing that you know, that has nothing to do with character or how you come across. Goth-loving incel says, dude, I'm making a Pokemon ROM hack about you. Yeah, that sounds like a huge waste of time, but yeah, go nuts, I guess. Like, that's so funny, you know, it's so ridiculous, like 10 years ago. Not even, like, more than 10 years ago, I think. But around like a decade ago. We were always like told, oh, don't show yourself on the computer, don't let strangers know about you on the internet, don't give personal info out, don't get manipulated on the internet. And it's like just so commonplace now. It's so like just, you know, hey, I'll take off my clothes or money on the internet. Oh yeah, but that girl, we gotta talk about that Jewish girl. That's like crazy. I mean, there's really, that's basically it. That's really all there is to say about it. I like quote tweeted her. I forget how she came on my timeline. I think someone like responded to her, someone I followed, and it was just like a paragraph of her like talking about her like sexual history and how she's like trying to cope with it. I mean, she wasn't like saying she was coping, but just the whole attitude, and she had that air about her. All the girls have like that sort of air about, you know, that sort of mood about them, how they're like just trying to cope with being a slut. Which is sad. It's sad, you know. I'm smiling, and I know it sounds like I'm being sarcastic. I'm really not. It really is sad. It really does bother me because sometimes it personally affects me, to where these women feel like and it's just random strangers that I don't even know. They like come to me, you know, not like literally come to me, but they just tell me all this stuff, and it's like, what are you doing? What do you expect me to do with all this information? And it's not even that aspect that's bad. It's the aspect where they're just too trusting. And I tweeted about this too, because it's like, don't just tell people your whole business. You know, that's none of their business, and people can like do weird things with like personal information. You know, they can manipulate you and stuff. So I don't know. This chick yesterday, she's just blowing my mind, because she was just typing out all this bullshit, and then she was like saying some like weird shit about Jesus, how he was like a cuck or something, and it was just sad. I guess that there's no punchline to this. It was just kind of sad that people are actually unironically like filled with hate and don't have compassion and are very, you know, confused about how way things are. And it seems obvious to me, because it's like, you know, don't be a dirty whore, don't like listen to the wrong type of music or watch the wrong type of media, don't like be influenced by things, because you're just going to become brainwashed, you're going to become programmed. You know, like, it seems so obvious. You know, let go of worldly desires. And you know, I'm Mr. Hypocrite, because you know, I'm addicted to energy drinks, and you know, I sell things for money. Basically, I produce goods, and I like sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards for money. It's like turning into kind of a problem too, because I'm like buying like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff to flip. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, why are we talking about women so much? Some people just can't be helped, I feel like, and I don't know, maybe I'll outgrow this sort of mindset where I think some people can't be helped, because I don't think that's true. I think all people really do want to be helped, and you know, they need help. That's why they act the way they do sometimes. How they like lash out at everything and indulge in sinful behavior, because it's just instant gratification. You know, that you feel good instantly, but then you feel worse afterwards, because you're still hung up about things, but also your tolerance is higher or lower, higher to just like numbing yourself with pleasure, which, you know, just kills the soul, which kills the way how you just perceive things, and you're not living naturally. Yeah, don't pander to e-girls. It's really disgusting. I like hate seeing it. I would rather it not pop on my timeline, because I'm probably gonna get suspended for, you know, calling some bitch a dirty whore. And then all these like, you know, these gossipy bitches are just like saying behind my back, oh, he's a fucking idiot, he's a fucking misogynist, incel, he can't get pussy. It hurts my feelings when people say I'm dumb, because that actually is true. So, you know, and some people do call me dumb, in real life even, and it hurts my feelings because I know I'm dumb. I know I've had brain damage, self-inflicted brain damage, and it makes me feel insecure about that. But maybe that's personal information. Maybe that's something I shouldn't be telling to strangers. Anyway, then I think, oh, that's just demons, that's just devils in my head trying to discredit me. Because there's nothing wrong with me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me. The only things that are wrong with me is thinking there is something wrong with me, and there isn't. You know, I'm completely fine, and usually, you know, you probably are too. You just have things you have to work on. You know, and you just gotta work on them. You just gotta change and better yourself. Because I honestly think autism is fake, depression is fake, BPD is fake. Anything you can get diagnosed with is fake. What is real is damnation, STDs, death, life, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think that's all I had to say about that. I think that's the end of my like little monologue, my spiel. Zan Highwind says, "Hello, my fave country musician." Thank you. I am a country singer. I'm a good old boy from the South.
Hope your week has been well. God will do amazing things in your life and those who give themselves to Him. Keep on making music and spreading God's message.
Thank you.
Bless, brother.
Thanks, Ampharos. He's a regular. Very nice little digital prayer that he gave. I hope that all applies to you too. I'm really looking forward to making gospel music. A lot of people seem confused about the whole Christian thing, the whole religious thing, the whole Jesus thing. And you know, I understand why people are confused about that, because of how the media pushes this sort of thing that God isn't real and that we should worship idols and we should worship humans and stuff like that. You know, humans, shapeshifters, reptilians, aliens, demons. But you know, even if you don't literally believe in Christ dying on the cross and all this like spiritual, just magical stuff that's like happened, you know, if you really like, come on, like you believe in science, you believe in like a bunch of eggheads saying, oh, you know, we did the paperwork, we did some equations, and actually actually a big, you know, these two rocks, they smashed into each other, and that's how we're all here right now. It's just all bullshit. It's crazy. You know, all the original moon pictures, they're all fake. They're obviously fake too. They get faker and faker as time goes by. It's just like, oh, we spent $3,000 trillion on a new camera that we can send to space, and it takes even better pictures. And it's usually just like, it's not, I mean, they use Photoshop probably, but it's usually just like a shitty little model. And they're like using all those trillions of dollars to like, I don't know, to do what? To like fund human trafficking or something? I don't know what the fuck they do. To fund wars in other countries. 9/11, I guess. That's what all the space money is going to. That's what funded 9/11. Anyway, I know you guys don't believe in the conspiracies because you're all, you know, conspiracies. You're an incel. You're a conspiracy theorist. You have depression. You're a schizophrenic. You know, trying to discredit me with all these fake things that aren't real. Because you watch CNN, you watch TV, you watch YouTube, whatever. You listen to podcasts. So, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Even if you don't, you know, even if you think I'm crazy, just like the rules and stuff, all the structure and just morals and the compassion that, you know, Jesus teaches, you should apply that to life. Even if you don't think, you know, God isn't real, He is. You're just a piece of shit if you like act like that. God isn't real, nothing matters. I'm just gonna be a dirty person and do drugs and like fuck people over and just, you know, live for myself, which is very like disgusting. Like, no wonder you have problems if you act that way. I was like that, you know. I had tons of problems because I was like that. It's sad. It makes me sad thinking about how I used to be like that. It's terrible. I don't want people to be like that. And I don't really like that. I mean, I like that people try to change bad behavior and habits. You know, some people say they like found Jesus because of me, and you know, that seems like a crazy thing. That seems like they're just exaggerating or joking, because you know, my music is really not that special. But if they're being truthful, you know, that's not me. That's all you. That don't attribute. You know, you gotta stop attributing things that aren't connected or whatever. You gotta like start believing in yourself and believing in God and stuff. Yeah, Joy Division. I fucking hate Joy. I hate post-punk. We are vampires in a gothic cemetery with fog, and we wear all black. Post-punk. Hate post-punk. Like anything that's like kind of like those Time Life compilations that are like marketed to boomers. Those are usually pretty good because they're just all standard hits. There's a lot of like compilations out there though that have like really rare sort of stuff with limited release singles, you know, because everything back then was on 45 discs. Back then they had these things called CDs, and instead of streaming, you know, instead of like just Wi-Fi beams and 5G spreading like black magic and sorcery through the air, they would have those like hypnotic sounds that black magic spells on a like physical round disc. It's like a donut, but it's shiny and it's very thin, and you would put it into your computer. Back then computers had these little trays that you would put these discs in, and you would also have players, like they're like speakers just for CDs. They're called compact discs. CDs. I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, this is old technology. You know, I'm old, so I know how the world used to be before we all entered the simulation and everything just became fucked up. Even worse. It was already fucked up, but now it's even worse. So CDs, okay? So am I getting across to you guys? So anyway, before CDs, they had 45s, which are like CDs, but they didn't have CD players. You would put a needle on the thing on the 45, and it was more like a donut but bigger, and you would spin it and it would play music, because back then they didn't have computers or Wi-Fi and people were better off.
Listen to the bluebird sing. Take my heart and soul away.
Don't worry what tomorrow brings, just listen to the bluebird sing. We'll take my heart and soul away, 'cause that's the way I wanna be. Just hold me close, my turtle dove, and leave it to the will of love. I hate all that country music about women, or the women singers, because they're always about like being indecent. They're usually always like whores too, massive whores. Yeah, women shouldn't be singers. They shouldn't like do music. Like those singers, they didn't like write the songs. A lot of singers don't write their own songs, but you know, we're in an age where a lot of people do their own things. A lot of like songwriters, independent songwriters. So we have all these like female songwriters singing about how they're addicted to prescription pills and they have BPD and they're dirty sluts, and you know, they have emotional problems and stuff. We don't need to be hearing that. We don't need that to be propagated and spread. to the youth. We don't need little girls or little boys listening to that kind of thing and thinking that's like okay and cool and artistic, because they become all fucked up and weird, and they become queer. They don't, they're not on the straight path when you're indoctrinated that way. Okay. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck at Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.